could have had a bad bitch.
Non-committal, help you with your career. Just a little. You're supposed to hold me down, but you're holding me back, and that's the sound of me not calling you back.
Till they gotta be great.
All right, all right, all right. Ciao, ciao. That's what I learned in Colombia. Ciao. And when I went to Spain, ciao, bella.
Bella.
You can feel it in the streets.
On that day,
It feels like summer. We are back after having our wonderful fathers on the episode. We know that they blessed y'all, and we're so happy to share our platform with both of our parents who helped create these beauties, looking like some lime green mommies. But we're back to discuss some truths, okay? I am your host, Sade, and my lovely co-host.
And I'm Aisha.
And this is the How You Doing
podcast.
So how you doing, friend?
Like you said, it feels like summer, and I'm loving it. Since our previous episode, summer has entered the chat. Finally, we've been waiting for it to come. So that's pretty amazing. But I will say, whenever it's a seasonal change, I do go through a little bit of depression, seasonal depression. But summer, I tend to do a little bit better than the colder months because we have sunshine, we have crabs, we have the drinks, we have the outings, the music. It's just a vibe. So I tend to do a little bit better. And I also have a trip coming up next week to celebrate my oldest birthday, Nayana's birthday. So I'm looking forward to that. It'll be a good time.
I love that.
Yeah, so how are you doing?
I'm good. This month is really busy for me. Auntie is just like outside. So it's like I'm going to, by the time this airs, I would have already went to Chicago.
Yeah,
and I'm planning for Beyonce on the 4th of July. So it's gonna be an outside summer. I'm very excited.
Yes.
It's very tiring, but it's lovely. Get that bag and just go outside. That's the theme this summer. Outside.
Yes, outside.
Outside and enjoy.
Okay.
So I'm happy about that. So we're gonna get right in to our girl code. So I have a few videos, but 2 of them are really long. So I'm gonna let you pick. Do you want to hear the girl code from a guy's perspective this time?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
I don't even have to hear the other option because I feel like the males their voices are not captivated.
Okay, so we're gonna do a girl code. He's giving the men what to do, and it's very profound.
I love it.
Are y'all ready?
We're ready. I'm ready.
You understand your woman. Part 5. Number 1, she finds your consistency sexy. Your ability to show up over and over again makes her feel safe, loved, and supported. It drives her wild knowing that you'll be there when she needs you. Number 2, she loves the sound of your voice. I'm specifically talking about over the phone. Guys, texting is cool, but pick up the phone, call her, and say, "Hey babe, I just wanted to hear the sound of your voice. Thank me later." Tag your partner if this is true. Number 3, she needs patience. She needs all that patience you can muster up, especially in an argument or when she's explaining how she feels. Guys, if you rush her or bombard her with a bunch of questions, she's either going to shut down or get defensive. And she doesn't want that. She wants a space where she could openly communicate how she feels. That way she could fully communicate everything that she's feeling. Just give her some time, she'll get there. Number 4, she likes doing new things with you. Doesn't matter how lame or how boring. All she cares about is the company she keeps, which is you. Just make it a fun time for her. If you feel too silly or too goofy, just embrace it. It shows you have confidence and she loves that about you. Ladies, leave a comment, tag your man. Let me know how I'm doing because that's the only way I know.
I think he did great.
He hit it.
What'd
you say, clocked it? Definitely. Because the thing is, he touched on a very valid point as well. Give her space to open up.
Yes.
Constantly, well, what's wrong? Why'd you do this? And why'd you do it this way? That suffocates an individual. And then it's complete shutdown mode. Yeah. So he really did.
Yeah, and he said, be patient. The talk on the phone, I'm really not talking phone, but they do want to hear your voice sometimes.
Sure.
Like, how are you doing? The patience, the opening for communication, all those things are 10 out of 10 girl code. And I have one more.
Okay, quick girl talk moment. If you're not a woman, just go ahead and keep scrolling because this message is not for you. But I was having a little discussion with some of the ladies in live the other day, and I feel like we need a quick reminder. And this is very important, so please listen up. Do not, under any circumstance, tell your new man about your ex-man and all of the problems and bullshit that he put you through. At all, under any circumstance. Because trust me, nothing good comes from that. While you're over there spilling all the tea, hoping that this man will sympathize with the things that you've been through, all he's doing is making a mental note of everything that you've been willing to accept.
Ooh.
And no matter how many times they say they're not going to throw it in your face, trust me, they do. Oh, and if you've been through some real deep shit that you shared with this man, you end up with a man who feels like no matter what he does, it's better than what you dealt with before. So why wouldn't you put up with it? Ladies, just don't share that information. You cannot tell these men about any of the past bullshit that you've been through, because no matter how much you've grown from it, and obviously you're not with that person anymore, so clearly you had enough strength to walk away. They just won't understand that. So just do not tell them nothing.
Okay. That's a fucking word.
Woo! When I seen that, I said,
That
because
that
I
my
think we're
friend.
so programmed to, people are like, why are you single?
Mm.
Or what happened in your last relationship? And you're so quick to be like, that man cheated on me, da 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 da. And then, like she said, they feel like, oh, if you've tolerated this, and then you say how long you're with, you tolerated this for 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So if I just want to be on the game all day, be a bum, at least I didn't cheat on you, because you
Right.
said your last nigga cheat on you all the time.
Right.
Excuse me?
¿Por qué?
¿Por qué? ¿Cómo?
No, it's not a 1-to-1 ratio. And then a part of me divulging that, telling you that really is my healing.
Yes.
So if I can't give you that and you weaponize it and you bring it back up, then already that relationship is
On the way.
completely out of the picture.
Yeah. And people love to do that.
They
They
do.
say, I want you to be honest.
But they
But
don't.
what they do is put that in the chamber.
In the
And then
memory
soon
bank.
as they do something that you don't like,
Sure.
and you call their ass out, oh, but you was with Tyrone and he.
Yeah.
I'm talking about
Yep.
you, boo-boo.
Yep.
I'm not with that person anymore. Or I'm no longer that person that I was when I'm with them.
Ooh. Yep.
So why don't you say that?
So when do you think it is appropriate to share
When their
information?
representative has left the door. I feel like people show up as their representative.
Okay.
And it's so funny
Okay.
because, my friend that I'm talking to,
Yeah.
he's been so nice to me. Like,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
10 out of 10, very nice.
Sure.
So the other day, I'm like, is this you or your representative? And he was like, Sade, don't play with me. And I was like, no, because men have the tendency.
Facts.
Granted, I've known you for a few years, but this is the first time, like, we've been more intentional.
In this
space. So I'm like, it's very easy to get clouded by the roses and the, not literal roses, but, the nice sentiments and things like that. It's still new.
The honeymoon stage.
It's still new.
Yes.
So I'm like, I need a little bit while before I can say, because he's like, you know me. No.
Yeah.
And it's no sharp to you. It's even as ourselves. Like, how I show up in a relationship, when I first come, I might be a little more patient. I might be a little bit nice. It's new. It's fresh.
Sure.
But then
6
months, I'm like, you got me fucked up. And they're like, who is this? Like, who are you? So it's kind of like, I feel like people show up as their representative. So I need time to see when the representative comes off. And I feel like we all do it. You go to work, you come, you very meek, you're very mild. Then once you get situated, people, then you can be like, y'all got me fucked up. Excuse me, what was that?
And then once they know, they knew.
Yeah.
Right.
Then you join all over the place and calling people bowling ball bill bitches. Then what can you do? So ladies, just be cognizant. Fellas too.
Yeah.
Don't divulge all this, but I don't feel like women harbored as much. But y'all niggas is good for keeping something in the chamber for later.
Yes.
And weaponizing it.
Yep.
So you're gonna have to earn our stories.
That is so good.
'Cause
when the representative leaves the building.
And they always do. And sometimes it's for the good. Like sometimes you see like your representative is who they are.
Right.
Like you're who you are.
Yeah.
I feel like if someone meets me, even though I might cuss or be a little bit more comfortable, I'm who I am.
Yeah.
I'm very blunt from jump. You might meet me for the first time and I'd be like, who the fuck are you talking to? And they're
like my dad. He said, be yourself.
Yes. And
because if
Rick,
you're not,
you're right. You don't gotta worry. But there's some women and men, like the man shows up. I've dated someone like that, like showed up with flowers, gifts, and all this. 3 to 6 months later, when the representative left the door,
sure.
I'm like, hey, what happened? I'm not doing that. It's your turn. It's my turn. Perdóname?
And listen, ladies, I will say this also, and men, never put somebody on a pedestal. The minute you put them on a pedestal, guess where they're going to go?
Slide the fuck off.
That's the only way they have to go is down.
Yeah.
So never, nobody's ever up here, and nobody should, that you were intentional about should ever be downhill. You should just keep them surface level, or keep them eye level where you can really gauge them. And once like Sade says, the representatives leave, you can truly open up and have some of those vulnerable conversations.
Yes, I absolutely
I think that's
agree.
appropriate.
So today we are discussing some truths, and it's going to get really good. So our first segment is called spilling the tea. So you want to start with your question?
Sure. So, what are some signs that a monogamous relationship may not be working, and how can you address these issues?
I feel like when you're more happy with distance than being together is a number one sign, at least for me when I've been in monogamous relationships. Like being around that person interrupted my peace. So that's when I was like, maybe we're struggling. I feel like you can address that by having those conversations to address the issue. So like whatever it is that's causing you the disrupted piece or causing you not to want to be around this person, whether it's how they talk to you, whether it's how if they're always nitpicky when you're around, whether it's you have to be your representative and can't be your true self when you're around them. Bring that issue to the forefront. Like, hey, I feel like when I'm with you, I can't really be myself. I can't really I cuss. Like I cuss. I feel like I can't cuss. Or I like sports and I yell at the TV. I feel like I have to be meek or mild. And that's just not who I am. It doesn't make me feel good.
Yeah.
Depending on that reaction is how you can address it.
Ooh.
Either to go forward or to get the fuck out. So if they're like, hey, I'm sorry I didn't mean to make you feel like that. How can we work on it? Then that's something that you can try to foster growth. But if the person's like, you be doing too much, that's why I tell you not to do that. I don't like when you do that. Then it's kind of like, well, you don't like me. So now I have a bigger decision.
Because this is what I'm displaying. It's me.
Hello.
It's my personality. Yeah. This is the shit that I enjoy doing. This is the stuff that I do in my comfortable state. So if you can't get with that,
right,
and you can't get with me.
And you must not like me because if you don't notice that I want to spend time elsewhere than with you, and that doesn't make you feel a void, like, damn, why my girl don't want to spend time with me? She always want to go out to brunch with her friends. What are her friends giving her that you're not? Like, what comfort does she have? What can she talk to about them? What can she let her guard down with them that she doesn't feel with you? If you're her partner in her safe space, y'all should be able to do the same things. Her friends should be an added benefit. But if she's like, no, I don't want to do date night with you because you know you're going to go to date night. You got to go where you want to go or she can't have fun. That's not enjoyable.
She can't have her phone out or she can't take pictures. You know, she might want to take a few pictures.
Right. Because she looks good.
Yeah, but you're going to have a whole fucking fit about it.
Which is crazy.
Why is the phone out? This is our time.
It can still be our time.
So if it's our motherfucking time and a part of my time while we're together is I want to take some fucking pictures because I want to document this shit, then let me do that.
Yeah. Huh. I agree. I feel like even if you don't like it, take my pictures. I love a man where I be like,
yeah,
hey, boo, can you take my picture? And they get into it.
Yeah.
Knees down. Okay, babe, do this. I hate something. Why you?
Yeah, because I do.
And because you met me like this. How did you end up? Because you was clicking them pictures, right? Because somebody took them. So since you want to be here, it's your turn.
And it's funny because, you know, when I had my interview, when I got to work, one of my colleagues, she was, shout out to her. Shout out to you because she listens to the pod because she's like, Maisha, let me take a few pictures. And she's like, no, we're not going to do this background. We want to come this way. She just was like, I'm just taking them.
So good.
And I was like, you did that? And she did 1 million of them.
Good.
That's what we want. We don't want no bullshit ass. All right, done.
Right. Let's eat. No.
And then you go looking.
Because they ugly.
Double chin and a cock eye.
Like this. It's cute. To who?
Motherfucker, did you look at it? I can't post this fucking picture.
What are those?
Like, and then you sitting up there at dinner, you want the phone extra long because now you like, well, let me see
if I can find one. You're not looking. Fuck you. Date over.
You're scared to ask. So fuck you. I'm gonna take my pictures. That's right. How did we get on this conversation?
What was your answer?
Stop it. All right. Well, just to piggyback off of you a little bit since you got me started, there will be signs, aka red fucking flags. Yes. So not wanting to be around the person, not wanting to be intimate, red flag. Not getting excited to talk to the person. And then I want you guys, look at this picture. When I say excited, this is the motherfucking picture I'm talking about. If you ain't this fucking happy, showing all fucking 32 of your teeth, then motherfucker, I don't love it here. That's a red flag in my book.
Chalant me.
Okay.
Who want a nonchalant nigga? Chalant
Yeah,
me.
chalant. I love that. And then I think that's the issue though, Sade, is like, I know we're joking and we're making light of it, but I think people typically ignore these red flags in
Yeah. Yeah.
relationships.
We've all done it.
And we all have. And I think because people don't typically move on until they have a better situation lined up. And what do I mean by that? It might be a better financial. It might be a better person. They start because the distance will be there. So they might find somebody else that they chatting with. So now, of course, you like, oh, I'm good now because I got this other one lined up. Most people don't leave a situation until they have the next thing
Yeah.
lined up. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah.
Now,
Men.
now I
I feel
said,
like
don't come for me though, people. Because I do realize, of course, there are exceptions to the rules.
Right.
If someone's in a, extremely abusive relationship, whether it's physical, mental, sometimes you just go. And some people just have that mentality like, oh, I already did this work, like we mentioned in the beginning. I'm not doing this shit again. Boom, I'm out of there. But for the most part, people don't leave relationships until they have something better lined up.
Yeah. Or they do some extensive growth.
Sure.
Some extensive growth. But like you said, it's usually something. I know when I left a
It's
shitty
hard.
situation, I didn't really necessarily have something better. But it was like you said, it's to the point like I gotta go. But I know most people, like you said, I gotta save this amount or I gotta do this. Or somebody else is giving me some attention so they can, fend it over while I
Yeah.
get over the heartbreak. But
Yeah.
people definitely ignore the red flags for a long time. They know that before you even get in the relationship. Because like I said, the representative lasts at least 3 to 6 months, 9 max. By the time you get to a year, you know who it is.
Yeah.
So like I said, with that one nigga, like by 3 months, the representative was gone. So it's like I still continue to talk to you knowing.
Yeah.
Because it's like you don't do a drastic change like that. You did that to get my attention.
There you
And
go.
now that you have it, this is who you are.
Yeah.
So I choose to give you excuses, which most people do, and then you get upset with the result. But baby, it's on you.
And I will say some people really do change.
Yeah.
Like over time.
They do.
And you like,
who is it?
when you go back, because it is possible to have PTSD related to relationships, and you try to, get through that fog of blocking things out, you're like, when did the shift happen? And if you think long and hard enough, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's when the shift happened.
And then it's too late.
And it's too late.
Yeah.
Because you're in it.
Yeah.
So it is difficult. Now, with that being said, I know, we're talking about a very difficult situation and making light of it, but do you believe in monogamy 100%? Do you believe that people can fully have their person that's meant to be 100% in their life?
I think so.
Okay.
I think that like our dad said when they were on the pod, I think relationships are a lot of work. I don't think it's just as easy like, oh, I found my person. But I feel like if you find the right person for you, that even through the challenges that you can work through it.
Sure.
But I think a lot of people make the mistake of trying to make the wrong person the right person because they don't want to be alone.
Say it again, sis.
And so I think...
What'd you say again?
I think a lot of people try to make the wrong person the right person because out of fear of being alone. So I think people compromise their sanity, their internal peace for companionship, for comfortability.
Sure.
And it ends up turning into spaces where we see people aren't monogamous or they're settling.
Yeah.
Because maybe someone's safe or maybe someone's more financially stable or whatever it is, but you know that that's not your person.
Right.
Because like we said before, I feel like if a person is 100% your person, you can be 100% yourself. You can talk through conflict. You can grow together. If one's down and one's up, there's no jealousy, there's no evil spirit. You guys are a true partnership. But I don't think a lot of relationships have that. Do I think that it's possible? Absolutely. But do I think most people currently thriving in that are not with their person? I confidently can say I feel like majority of the people are not with the person that they're meant to be with. They're just with them for safety, for comfort, for companionship, which is unfortunate. Yeah, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I think it's possible if you find the right person
Okay.
for you. What about you?
I agree. Obviously, I believe in the sanctity of marriage and monogamy, right? My parents are still married. My husband's parents are still married. I'm about to be at 10 years. I'm still married. But I do believe that people, like you said, people can grow apart. And I think it is harder for people to kind of say, you know what, I'm fucking done.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes people will just acclimate to these things.
Yeah.
But I do believe in monogamy 100% because even if I wasn't married, I would certainly be monogamous just because I don't like to, date
Sleep
around.
around. Yeah. And
For
that,
sure. So I do believe in monogamy. I don't believe in, polygamy.
no, me neither.
I ain't gonna be able to do it.
Me neither.
Because you ain't gonna throw my pH off every fucking night when you wanna go upstairs to fucking hiss
Cheryl.
you.
Right.
And then you wanna go downstairs to Habba Jabba. No.
What are these names?
I don't know. That's the first thing that came to my fucking mind.
Hiss you and
No.
a Java. Yeah, no, we don't do that around these
Nah,
parts.
we ain't gonna be able to do it.
How would you say you maintain intimacy and connection in long-term relationships or monogamous relationships?
Okay, so my thing is beauty fades. We know this.
Mhm.
Physical physique changes. So how you met her, she or have met him, they might not have that six pack no more. She might not have that stallion. That stallion now in a fucking diaper. So I do believe that sexual desires they change too. It could be an array of reasons why you're not as hypersexual. When you first met, you might have sex on your lunch break. You're like, I'm coming home. Be ready.
Yes.
All those things. On site. But with that being said, I think the key to trying to keep a connection is solely based on a solid foundation and a friendship, as we've been speaking about, Sade, in an open, communicative style with your partner, being able to be a friend. I think that is top tier. Because when you are a friend, you can talk things out,
Yes.
good or bad, no judgment. You can laugh, you can comfort one another. You can say, okay, I know you're going through this rough patch, but how can I be of service?
Yes.
What you need me to do. And don't have keep your ego at the door. Because if I come to you and I say, you know what, I know this is a downtime, let's hustle. Let's figure out what we can do. And you're like, well, you're just trying to,
Right.
Kermit the Frog. Okay, cool. You got it.
Right.
Because a good partnership is to build one another.
Yeah,
You leave your ego at the door.
Absolutely.
So I do believe that the intimacy can be there, but the foundation, which is the friendship, is most important to do that.
Yeah, I think the intimacy comes with, like you said, the connection.
Big time.
That if we're in tuned, especially for women, men not so much, because I feel like they can be mad and still want to fuck. Like, oh, we're mad, let's have makeup sex. Or and some women too. To me, that's toxic, because fucking is we still got to wake up and talk about this shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, why not talk about it and really come to a good resolution? And then my shit's really going to be ready for you, because I'm like, wow, that was sexy. That turned me on, that we really talked. You really heard what I had to say.
Right.
So I feel like to maintain that intimacy is to, like you said, to maintain open communication, to maintain that friendship, to maintain that transparency. Hey, what you're doing right now is not really working for me. How can we get better? Hey, when you did this, I didn't like it. How can it get better? And for it to be heard. Because a lot of people can communicate that, but then their partner, like you said, is so ego driven that they don't receive it well, and they get defensive. And then they try to tell you why you shouldn't feel the way you feel, or try to down talk you because they feel attacked. Sure. And then wonder why you don't want to give them no coochie. Like, no, you just came for me. I'm not interested. Like, absolutely not. If I tell you this is how I make you feel, that is not your time to shine, to tell me why I shouldn't feel like that, or why you're a good person, or why you're the prize, or all this shit. None of that. I don't give a fuck about none of that. When you did this right here, this is how I felt. Let's talk about it. Let's find resolution. So I feel like that is going to help us in the bedroom if you see me and you hear me and you make me feel safe.
Big time. That's the safety, connection. That's the biggest part to unlock.
The cat.
There you go.
You want to put the key in that hole. Do right.
Right. Now, do you believe that different childhoods, upbringings can alter the dynamic of a relationship?
Oh, yes.
Ooh.
I'm not dating no more niggas with mommy issues. I think I spoke on this before. I'll speak on it again. If you don't have a good relationship with your mama, stay the fuck from where me. I feel like men who have complex mother relationships do not like women. They do not respect women.
Wow.
Because just how you seen when we were on the pod with our dads, and how we said they laid the foundation. They gave us boundaries. How both of our dads said they told us to be ourselves, to be confident. Don't chase around no nigga. Like, even though we are very strong women and it can be intimidating, it also gives you a sense of like self. When I'm coming to you as a partner, I'm coming to you as myself. We can be a partner. I don't need you to make me who I am. But I also don't, I'm not empty. You're not filling a void in my life. I'm loved. I'm cared for. I'm cherished. And I want you to add to that, not fill it. I don't need you to fill that portion. So I feel like men who have complicated relationships with their mothers don't understand the dynamic of communication, don't understand the value of what a woman brings. Like, they treat you differently than someone who has a good relationship with their mom because they see what their mom was to the family. Their mom talked to them. She nurtured them. She loved them. I feel like men who have mommy issues, they're very mean. They're very dismissive.
And they can't understand it. Right?
Yeah. And they lack compassion, because your mom, like your dad, like, they gave us strength, they gave us boundaries, they told us to be ourselves. Your mom gives you love, she gives you empathy. You're lacking that if y'all relationship is complicated.
Sure.
You can't call your mom and be like, hey mom, I love you, and she speaks life into you.
Yeah.
So then when you meet a strong woman like that, you're trying to humble her. You're so busy trying to humble her because it's like, bitch, who do you think you are? You think because you got a good job and you cute, you can do. You're too busy trying to humble me than to hold your hand out and let's hold hands together and be a partnership. So I think, even I'm sure men can say the same thing. Women who have complicated daddy issues, they're always chasing a man and settling for whoever will give them some time because they didn't receive that love. They need it. They earn it. Them the women who are like, this men there, it's gonna be niggas there. Where are the men at? It's like, because you're not comfortable in yourself, baby girl. Because had you had a daddy that loved you and woke you up and said you look beautiful today, when you go out and someone talks to you, that's just a token. Like, oh, nice. You're not out there like trying to get chose.
Do you know a lot? Have you ever come across?
Oh, a lot. Women like
that is
it's
crazy.
So tacky.
I have encountered some people like that before, and to me, I was always scared to move with those people.
Yeah.
Cause I ain't never want nobody to get the shit confused.
Yeah, not me. And it be them.
Cause you be hanging in the cut, and then if the niggas come talk to you, then
they mad.
Then they mad somewhere. Oh, well, let's go.
Oh yeah, cause you're not getting no attention, bitch. I didn't want it.
Nobody was trying to look for no attention. You looking for them.
Right, and that's why they passed you by. Cause don't nobody want no thirsty.
Hell no. Widen to the side.
Right.
What they say? If I could walk into the sky,
I just said that on my.
You think time will pass me by? Oh, you know I walk 1,000 miles if that coochie is wide. And that's what the guys are saying.
Tonight.
Yeah. So they're not going to want to talk to you, Becky. You know why? Because you're wide and outside.
It's a hallway. It's a hallway.
So they don't want that. They want somebody that conducts themselves like a lady.
Yes, because I'm a lady.
Because I'm a lady.
Shout out to Shanae. What about you? You think the same? The upbringing?
Oh, it's everything.
Yes.
You know, couples therapy, you know, I can be very transparent because this is my motherfucking platform. And couples therapy, you know, I had to talk about that with my husband. Like, I have a different relationship with my parents, and I'm unapologetic about it.
As you should.
I have a really amazing relationship with my mom and my dad. Yes, I talk to my mom in the morning, midday, this day, the end of the day. It don't matter how many fucking times I talk to her. If you talk to your mom once a week, I'm sorry. That's not my testimony. Right. And I'm not going to reduce my relationship with my mom
to make you feel better.
You
should work on yours with yours.
So, I mean, we've spoken about that in couples therapy, and the therapist is just like, yeah, I can see how different dynamics can affect your relationship. But I also think, too, it has to be space for you and your partner.
Yeah. And you talking to your mom doesn't take away that space.
No, it's not like Jaden Daniels' mom, right? Yeah. She ain't showing up.
Yeah.
She ain't coming up in the middle of us.
But someone who doesn't have a good relationship with their mom, it would be intimidating to them because it's like, why are y'all always talking?
Yeah.
But a man who, even if they didn't talk to their mom every day like we do, they would understand. Like, I understand that that's important. You're talking to your mom, you're checking in with her. It wouldn't bother.
For sure.
But someone who has a complicated relationship is like, oh, what you and your mom talking about? Y'all talking about me? Y'all talking? No.
Yeah.
You're the least of our worries. It's just, that's our relationship. That's our foundation.
Or we are. We might be. But at the end of the day, if you have a good relationship with your mom or your family, you should be able to do those things. I would never be jealous of that because that's family. And I'm huge on
Me
that.
neither. But I just have too many situations with men with shitty moms and
Yeah.
or not even shitty moms, mother relationship.
Relationships. Yeah.
And it always bit me in the ass. And then it was always some smoke because me and my family are so close.
Yeah.
And I don't have time for it.
No, because
So
you're never going to give
right.
up on that family.
We discussed ego, but is there room for ego in a successful relationship?
So the answer is no, in short. Because ego can only exist with possessions, right? The more possessions, the more the ego strengthens. Hence, Beyonce had every reason to believe she was that bitch and did.
And what?
Because duh, it's Beyonce. But in relationships, however, ego can be problematic. It can lead to envy and jealousy, which will make a person dim their light to make the other person feel comfortable, and then B, it will make one person be so resentful that they cannot be happy for their significant other.
Oh, yeah.
And both of those is toxic, and it's just not going to help that relationship flourish into what it could be. Y'all could build together, but if that person is so hungover on bringing you down because their ego is involved, then it will never fucking work. And yeah, and I think when you get with your partner, ownership and possession is already a toxic way of thinking. Because you don't own me. We're partners. Like my dad said, you walk side by side. You can walk a little bit behind me, motherfucker, because you're not going. I'm not a dog. You're not going to walk and carry me. We're going to be side by side. Or you're going to come back a little bit back here. But that's what I had to say. Let it go like a TKO.
And that's it.
And that's it.
That's on Mama V. I agree. I agree. There's no room for ego.
No.
Because ego, it diminishes what you're trying to build. Like if I'm in my ego, then I have no room for growth. I have no room for self-awareness. I have no room for accountability, because an ego makes, like you think everything's about you, like if someone's like, hey, you made me feel this way, someone in ego would respond like, I'm a good person. Bitch, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying in this situation, I'm a good person, I feel like. But there are times that I am in my ego because I'm like, I'm right. But it doesn't matter. Like that you made someone feel a certain type of way. So I feel like ego cannot be present in any kind of relationship to be successful. Like you said, it makes you think you have ownership. It makes you think you have superiority. And that means that we're not partners. We're not aligned.
Yeah.
And if you are letting your ego outweigh what we're trying to build, it's never going to work, because exactly what you said, either I'm going to have to dim my light to stroke your ego, so I'm not being my true person because who I am dims your ego, or I'm going to be so fucking miserable because you're happy because your ego's up here. And I'm like, nigga, please. Do you know who the fuck I am?
Yeah.
Like,
and you got to talk your shit sometimes, but that disturbs their soul. Even if you don't talk your shit and you're living in
you're popping your shit,
and
if you're mad, then you not for me, because I want my nigga to pop my shit for me. I want my friends to pop my shit for me. I want my family to pop my shit. That's my friend. She got a podcast. She doing this. She got her doctor. Because I'm humble, but I'm proud of my friends.
Yeah.
Like, you're doing that. It should never make you feel no type of way that someone's
and if
living
it does, then you have to look in the mirror and you have to say, how can I network with that person? How can we build together? You know what I mean? So that's everything.
Love it. So you came up with this very cute game.
I did. So this segment is called The Truth Will Set You Free. And I brought some flags that y'all already saw because I'm crazy as hell. So we have our red flags. We have our real red flags. And what we'll do is we'll read some scenarios.
Okay.
And we're going to hold up our red flags if it's a red flag or not.
Okay.
All right. Cool. So your partner constantly questions your whereabouts, who you're with, or what you're doing. When you bring up your concern, they tell you they just want the best for you. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Get out. Run.
Look,
run, don't walk.
Why? Like, why are you questioning me?
Correct.
Like, you don't trust me. Red flag number 1, so you shouldn't be with me. And why do you care what I'm doing? Again, you don't trust me. It all comes down to trust. If you trust me, you know what I am. You know the type of merit I stand on. All the things you should say when I say I'm going somewhere is have fun.
Yes. And if you have to, I had a girlfriend that would have to start taking pictures when she was out. Like, come on, let's take a picture. Not the pictures I'm talking about, guys. No, take a picture and send it to her nigga.
You know what? This is what I take a picture. and put it where the sun
and
shines.
give it to him back. So yeah, so
Fuck you.
and then they're no longer
What
together.
the New York girl say?
Shout out to her.
Are you dumb? All right. The person voices that they need alone time and space.
No red
Green
flag.
flag.
Green flag. Because space is necessary in relationships. Now, if they need too much space, then
a
I'm
weekend
concerned.
in Colombia.
I'm concerned. Or start a fight before they go on a trip.
Yeah.
Because I knew somebody that did that shit too.
But
she wanted to go and fuck somebody else. So she broke up with her, started a fight with her guy so that she could go
do her thing.
And do her thing. And then the next day, they back on. So, I didn't cheat because, bitch, you still cheat.
Yeah, you tried.
The intent was there.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I think space is warranted. Everyone needs space, and I'm a big proponent. I love my space.
Correct.
Which is why I said I wanted to get married and live next door to my husband. And I told somebody that. He was like, are you dumb? That's too work. That's my ideal. And then Minnie, shout out to Minnie.
Yeah.
She sent me a thing on Facebook. It was 2 houses connected by a bridge.
Yeah.
Like a little hallway.
Okay.
So 1 mortgage. 2 quarters.
Listen, I love that idea. And
me too.
I do believe that partners should have their own room.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we come.
Sometimes you might want to get a little something, whatever.
And then go to your room.
Yeah, because
I like to lay out.
Space is necessary.
I love it. That green flag for me.
Yes.
Oh, damn, I didn't broke my red flag. Oh, no, go ahead.
You got it still?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So they sleep with the lights on because they are afraid of the dark.
That's you? I can't sleep with the lights on, so I'm not sleeping with you.
I didn't hold up the red flag, but I do think that person might need to go to
therapy. They're a sociopath. The fuck? So we gotta sit like this? Bitch, get a nightlight.
I add these for you.
Can you imagine? You done rolled over. It's he like this. The lights, right. Like, what?
I said, let me add this for Sade. I can't.
Because you know me. I'm gonna be like.
I can't.
Hey, like this. How you doing over there? Bitch, wishing the lights is out so I can go to sleep.
Oh, God. What about this next one?
They sleep with socks on? Why?
Because you ready to ride. Anybody that sleeps with socks on, they ready to get up out that bed, put their shoes on, and hit the door.
I sleep with socks on when I first meet a man because my feet are ugly.
Sade. Hell no. No, they ready to flee the sea.
I don't want them to see my ugly
Oh, you don't want a boomerang situation.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, pull them covers back and say,
oh, he said, gotta go. I gotta make sure they like me first. Then I say, oh, I can take my shoes off. If somebody's like, oh, I like your feet. Oh, you like me. Because these ones, they look like my fingers. Long and prone.
That's okay. Long toes matter.
Oh, God.
Jesus. How about a friend who constantly compares themselves to you or tries to one-up you?
Bitch, please. You could never. I've had those friends. And guess where they are? Non-existent now. Cheers.
Yep.
We don't do that over
We
here.
We already know. If y'all don't know, y'all can go back and listen to
Friend or Foe.
And that's only on audio, guys.
Yeah.
But please go back and run that episode back.
Run them all back. Because we're at 22.
Yeah, this is the 22nd episode. But before we went and gave you guys this visual, we were audio only. But Friend or Foe still hits to this day.
Yes,
because you need to know who you dealing with.
You sure do.
Sure.
And we gave you the gems. A person changes relationships at least 2 or 3 times a year.
Relationships is different than dating.
I agree.
Yes,
they're flighty. Yes. A friend frequently gossips about you or others and shares confidential information.
Because just like that motherfucker's telling...
They're telling your business.
Yeah. Your shit is out there.
I had a friend like that, too. And guess where they're at? Gone.
And I have a bonus question,
Sade. God. What?
A friend that won't let you do a trust fall.
I think that's a green flag because this bitch wants me to lean back on her.
Or TikTok.
You see, she's so goofy. I'm going to lean back. She's going to start laughing. And I'm going to have brain damage.
So
and
she
then
doesn't believe me. And you're so fucking dramatic.
I trust her. I'm going to go like this. And she going to be just like that. And then what? When I fall on the ground, it's going to be on TikTok.
So TikTok people, we appreciate you guys. I'm trying to give y'all some behind the scenes footage.
They didn't ask for that. That's not a challenge.
Well, we're going to have to.
No, we're not going to have to do it because I already told you. Fuck no.
God.
So we have a game.
Another game.
Um,
But this is really quick.
Maisha said that during our meeting in the bedroom episode, which is also available on all platforms, audio, Spotify, YouTube, link, subscribe, tell a friend, see us there. We had a throwback section where we asked if we should bring a game back, and we both agreed that we liked Two Truths and a Lie. So we're gonna play it together and try to guess the lie.
Okay.
So me first.
Cool.
I had a relationship with one of my college professors. I once dated, very vaguely dated, conversated with stepbrothers, and I was in a long-term committed relationship with an atheist.
Okay, so process of elimination. I remember this in nursing school because it was like a eeny, meeny, miny, mo motherfucking guess. So no, I'm joking. I study, guys, sometimes. So I'm going to say, let's start with atheist. I will say no because you are delivered and you believe in the Jesus and the God and everybody. So I don't think you would have had a relationship with the atheist. So we already going to cancel that out.
So that's
Leave
the lie.
us the two. That's the lie.
Okay, then that means the other ones are true. Two truths
well,
and one lie.
shit.
Only one lie.
I
Now
thought
you
it was.
think-
All right, hold on. All right, okay. No, yes. So the atheist is a lie. So
Wrong.
you what?
Wrong.
The college professor is a lie? Fuck.
Well, thermal. I didn't know
He was an atheist?
I didn't know in
That
the
explains
beginning.
it
Yeah,
all.
yeah, little devil worshiper, short bitch. I didn't know when we first dated, but then as we started to date, and we were thinking about talking
That's
about marriage and
crazy.
children.
Yeah.
He was like, I don't want my kids to believe in God, huh? You don't want them to do what?
That explains it.
Yeah, so that is true.
Oh
that
my
is
God.
that is the truth.
I feel horrible that I didn't know that.
The brothers is true.
All right.
I dated one. But
The
I
fact
talked to
that
them.
you put an emphasis on conversed with,
You knew
I
the
said that shit
She's
true because she's
cleaning
trying
it up.
to walk it down. She's
I
trying to
am.
walk it
I
down.
only really liked one,
There you go.
but then the other one tried to talk to me because he was trying to get back at one of my exes who stole one of his girlfriends.
Okay.
So we went to the movies.
Yeah.
But the other one I actually really liked.
You really enjoyed it.
And we're still the other one. He's still cool with me to this day, so he doesn't have a problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Shout out to you, boo boo.
Okay. Subscribe, like, and all of the
Yeah, all the things because the fellas have been coming and we appreciate y'all.
And I don't know bullshit either.
Don't slide no DMs, but we
You
appreciate
can slide
y'all.
on hers.
You cannot.
All right, you ready to hear mine? I did not date until I turned 20.
Mm-hmm.
I was heartbroken after my first serious relationship, but got over it shortly because he lost a front tooth. I kissed a girl and I liked it. The taste of her cherry chapstick.
Did not date until 20 is a lie.
Damn.
Because I can see
Because
you.
what? What you trying to say?
I knew you kissed a girl before. And I can see you getting over it because the nigga lost his tooth.
And did. And let me tell you about this dirty... Oh, God. When I say heartbroken, like all of the songs on blast, like it just broke my heart. And the way that it happened was so crazy. So this friend, you see, guys, Sade want me to get new friends, but the problem is I've had some fucked up people in my life.
Okay, you gotta grow.
She brought her. I get it.
Okay.
I'm working on it. I told you.
We listening. She
I'm
brought
gonna
what?
get some new friends. All right. She brought her homegirl around because she used to talk to his homeboy. So I guess it was just like a little link up. Her homegirl came with her, and I guess he saw something he really liked.
So he slid.
And he slid. He started dealing with her or whatever. So they ended up being in a relationship. He started whipping her ass though. I told you, Ricky said,
So God
"Don't
delivered you.
you better leave before you
Yeah.
ever put your hand on my daughter." And he meant that shit
Right.
because he wouldn't be here today. So he never put his hands on me, but apparently he had that in him. He beat the shit out of her. So anyway, long story short, when I found out about all this, fast forward, my sister, I think that's what it was, like, bitch, guess who I saw? I'm like, who? So she told me, she was like, and this motherfucker is missing a front tooth. I know you lying.
God don't
So
like ugly.
I saw that shit and I was like, oh, what happened? I'm thinking because he was whipping her ass.
She
Her
whooped his
people,
ass. Oh.
no, her people probably came and took care of him.
Good.
Because why you missing
Snagly.
the front? Why you missing the front tooth, sir? So that worked out.
It sure did.
But yes, you have it. You have it. So maybe, yeah.
I know you.
Yeah, you know me. I guess shit, I got to do some research.
what did you wanted to do some takeaways?
Yeah, so
Okay.
takeaways, I think, we hit the nail on the head. Living your truth, walking your truth is just imperative to do so. Don't let anybody dim your light, be your authentic self. And I did come across two profound quotes, on the internet, like I'm up late night searching. And the first quote was, becoming the best version of yourself comes with a lot of goodbyes.
Oh, so true.
Unapologetically.
So true.
Bye. Ciao.
Cheerio.
What is
Ciao. Ciao,
ciao is hello.
Bella.
Okay, yeah.
They be saying ciao when they leave.
Okay.
Ciao.
Yeah. Out of there.
Adios.
Good night, Dick.
Hasta luego.
Yeah, we can say all of those. And also, the second quote is, you cannot heal in the same environment where you got sick.
That's profound.
Let's say it one more time. You cannot heal in
from
the same environment where you got sick.
And that's crazy.
So crazy.
The nerd in me is like when you do science projects and
Sure.
you're growing something.
Sure.
If you grow it in that same environment, the bacteria comes.
Yep.
You have to
It
change your
inoculates.
environment to heal.
Sure.
And a lot of us don't. A lot of us want to stay in the same environment,
Yes.
hoping for something different. But guess what, baby? You're growing
Yes.
bacteria.
Because, even my girls, they get strep, what do they tell you? Change the pillowcases, change the toothbrush, because guess what? It's going to come back.
Yes.
So you have to change all of these
So
things.
you think people change, but you're getting there.
And don't let people give you the representative either.
Yes.
Right? Like, oh, I changed, I'm doing the hard work, and then you see a glimpse, you're like,
Yeah.
oh,
Because someone who's changing doesn't have to announce it.
go.
Did you hear that? Someone who's changing doesn't have to announce it.
Amen.
Growth is visual, just by the way you walk, by the way you move, by the way you carry yourself. So if someone is changed truly, they will never have to be like, look, I changed. You will see it immediately in their actions, in the way they carry themselves, in the way they carry you. You'll see like, damn, I see you did the work.
Yeah.
So if a nigga ever, or woman, like, look, baby, I changed, run, because they didn't. They want you to think they're changed, but their representative have stepped back up.
Yep.
Because we all know when someone sees you got one foot at the door, they're in fight or flight response, and that representative is gonna come back at 100%. And as soon as they get you back,
Yep.
little shitty Mitty gonna come back out to play.
Yeah, and
So
those
be
red
careful.
flags, just don't ignore them. And I know it's so hard to move away from situations. I would be a fucking hypocrite if I said that, I haven't dealt with these things, these internal struggles. It's extremely, immensely hard. But I would say get you a good person to just kind of talk to and support you and, unapologetically give you that support. So when you are ready, if you are ready, you'll have that support.
Yes, and we definitely support you here. So make sure
Yeah.
y'all engage with us and talk to us. We would love to talk to you.
You can always send us a message like, "Hey, that episode resonated with me. What should I do?" We're not therapists or anything, but we know some pretty fucking amazing ones.
We're hoes.
Yeah, we could help you.
We can help you. So what's the health tip today?
All right, so the health tip today, we spent the episode talking about walking in the truth, basically. So for our health tip, I want to bring it all full circle. When walking,
Love that.
I want to talk about maintaining good posture, your head up, shoulders relaxed, and engaging your core. Right, when you're going on these walks, this could prevent back pain and improve your overall breathing. Right, lung expansion is imperative when you're going on a walk, especially a nice brisk walk. Walking is a great way to boost your mood and clear your mind. So don't sleep on that. It is also important to stay hydrated, take breaks if you need to, and wear comfortable, supportive shoes for good balance and arch support. Walk in your truth, both literally and figuratively. And that is it for my health tip today. Stay safe out there.
Safe. It ain't safe. It ain't safe. No, I like that. That was good.
Thank you.
So for the Dizzle devotion today, also full circle with what we're talking about. We're going to say that the truth will set you free, like my mom would always tell me. In life, multiple things can be true. But sometimes living in a lie or operating in a place of a facade holds you captive. As Mama V always says, the truth will set you free. And sometimes the truth hurts. In relationships and even in life, trying to hold on to things, people, and circumstances that no longer serve you is holding you captive from the life and the blessings that God has in store for you. Are you currently in a place where you feel like you're being held captive? Are you currently operating in a place of complacency, comfort, or even because you feel like this is the best you can do? or the most you can get out of a given situation? If you answer yes to any of these questions, then it's time for you to face the truth. Allow the pain of the truth to expose you. Allow the truth of where you are going to set you free. God did not create you to live in a place of captivity. You deserve a life of freedom, to really absorb the ways of the world and be granted everything that is meant to be bestowed upon you. But before you can walk in your freedom, you must live in your truth. Don't allow another day to go by that you are living a lie for the sake of others. You deserve to live in your truth because the truth will set you free. In God's name, amen.
Amen. And we just want to say thank you to our listeners. Until next time, stay healthy and curious, but most of all, be inspired. And remember, we always ask others how they're doing, but don't forget to check in with how you doing.
And make sure to like, subscribe, follow us on Instagram at How You Doing. We are available on Apple and Spotify and YouTube. And we will see y'all in 2 weeks. Happy summer.
Bye.
Bye.